Well, what's going on, guys? It's not another dark log, I'll tell you that much. It's about 16th of June 2026, and it's Wednesday, and it's 1:25 in the afternoon. Shall we talk? I just need to get some stuff off my chest, and I need to get this stuff thought out here a little bit. I'm getting tired. No, it's not physical exhaustion. It's called mental exhaustion, and I'm getting sick and tired of all the political crap, and yelling at each other, directly and indirectly at each other. It's so debilitating that I can't deal with this stuff. There's a few guys I kept track of because they were amusing enough before we had Trump in the office and he started doing his stuff. And now he's doing his stuff about nearly 2 years into his job. And I'm hearing all the more of the anger, frustration, yelling, and screaming from a few people, or condescending remarks left and right. And now I can't deal. I'm going to put this on pause. I got to take care of her real fast, but we're going to talk. So I'm going to take care of the dog real fast. Sorry about that, guys. Had to switch to my desk. Okay. I had to take breaks away from all the political pundits who are absolutely having a num fest on this one. They're having a field day with the administration, with the people in the administration, but it's also the servants of the administration that they can't stand. We're talking about ICE, we're talking about Department of Justice, we're talking about Border Patrol, basically ICE going into neighborhoods and yelling and screaming at people and arresting them left and right. There was an article picked up from last month, one video, and this one video was from Connecticut. They're to challenge the Connecticut state law about the ICE agents being identified, unmasked, and their vehicles identified as well. And the point was, ICE was saying, because they're federal, they're above everything. So they don't have to do the state law. And Barron Charles was trying to talk about this one here. He does the fair and balance. And he's trying to say that there are certain things in the state that do countermand federal if there is no federal law to prevent things, such as there is no federal law, according to him, and there may not be a federal law out there, but they're doing it as national security or protecting themselves. That the agents have to wear a mask all the time to protect themselves and their families from being doxxed, meaning followed, ID'd, harangued, harassed. But I can't just say that. What is this dox shit? But they're willing to harass people left and right because that's their job. Well, their problem is every time they keep trying to take people into custody, it's always American citizens. But they keep claiming that there's dangerous people that they're claiming out there, and we have to get them. What dangerous people? What dangerous people did you go and harangue kids? The state of Connecticut, and there may be a few other states out there still trying to develop the same laws or same type of laws of having these guys ID'd, meaning no mask, meaning ID, meaning they're accountable. And a federal agent that was being interviewed on tape claiming that, we don't need to do that, you need to go to social studies. Makes a remark concerning about the accent. I'd be supporting the idea of having the state laws overmatching the federal laws concerning about identification, because the federal laws would have to go through the state, through Congress at this point. It's not just a DOJ memo, Department of Justice memo. No, this would be, we need a federal guideline concerning about the protection of these assholes. And since the federal government's not willing to do it, it is implied powers and reserved powers mentioned in the United States Constitution that the states have this ability to do so. And there's also another thing. Even though they may be quote-unquote federal empowered people, they're also subject to state laws, especially if they're going to be dealing with the state on a constant basis. And if they haven't got any federal powers, or actually laws to prevent them. And that is, what if these guys get a speeding ticket? Municipality? Whatever happens if they block a certain area that prevents firefighters from getting to their hydrants? It's been known that fire agencies will smash through cars to get to fire hydrants. That's why they have laws in their towns, in their cities, to prevent such a situation. Did ICE agents have do they have a federal mandate to block traffic? To cause municipalities to have more issues than they can? Do they also have an issue concerning about their attire? The state of Connecticut, and maybe a few like them, are trying to say, you can't wear masks. We need to ID you. And the federal is saying, no, you don't, because we are protected. Well, how are you protected? We're federal. Where's the law? We ain't got the law. We the law. There's the catch right there. When the ICE agents think that they're above the United States Constitution and above laws, and think they're a law in themselves, this is the point that should have been made even further. Because there are state laws that will challenge the federal. If the federal don't have the laws to protect these guys' ID and try to prevent doxing, they can make all the internal memos they can, but they need it as a federal law. But the thing is, the regime doesn't obey laws, and that's the other thing that should have been made public. But the thing is, they've been doing that. Fairchild and the other independent contractor producers out there have been doing this since Trump got in office the first time. And now, over abundance, the second time. Trump thinks he's above the law. He's above everybody else. He's got this biggest ego around. And he also had his major defeat happening in a war situation. And he can't stomach it. The war that he started in the first place over something going on in his head regarding Iran may or may not have nuclear weapons, but they made an agreement years back with the United States and other countries that they're not going to seek nuclear-powered armament. But I don't know where the hell Trump got this idea in the first place, but he did. Give me a minute, I gotta take care of my dog. This is a thing that we're dealing with these days. We are dealing with ego running amok. Ego thinking it's over everybody and everybody. And being handed a defeat and the dumbest decision that he's ever made, or maybe one of the biggest ones he's made, of having a war with another country before, hold on, let me get that timeline squared away in my head. What was it, back in 2016? He kept saying that he wasn't going to cause any wars like everybody else. That may have been a promise kept back in 2016. But regarding the 2024 election, He made the same damn promise, and what they do? He gets us into it. There are many examples that this guy should have been impeached for his second term and convicted. But it's not going to happen with the the Trumplicant Congress. I don't know what's going to happen down the road. A lot of people are worried and afraid about it, because they're not quite sure how to deal with this shit. We've got artificial intelligence in different areas trying to, as I'm discovering on YouTube, being posted. My dog is having issues. Guys, my thought still wants to go finish itself, but I cannot because of my dog. So I'll pick this up when I can.